Nowadays, there's an abundance of food in our shops and an array of fine ingredients in our markets. We are literally spoilt for choice. It's easy now to forget, but there was a time when British resourcefulness was absolutely stretched to the limit, when nifty and inventive people had to find creative and cost-effective ways of actually feeding the country. And that was during World War II. In 1939, almost immediately after war was declared with Germany, the Nazi U-boats began to attack our merchant ships in the hope of stopping our imports and threatening to starve Britain into defeat. But that was a serious problem, because back then Britain imported 55 million tonnes of food and produced only enough homegrown to feed 1 in 3 of us. So what could be done? Well, the government decided to control the supply of food, and on January the 8th, 1940, introduced rationing. I got the ration blues. Meet Terence Charman from the Imperial War Museum. What effect did rationing have on the people?
It was the basic foodstuffs: sugar, butter, bacon, and disastrously for the British, tea. One can say that the Second World War really saw the birth of the queue.
There's no more. That's the song. That's the lot.
The government soon introduced campaigns to encourage families to grow their own food. People were urged to use gardens and every piece of spare land. Parks, railway embankments, tennis courts, all were turned into allotments. And surprisingly, no place seemed out of bounds. Even the moat here at the Tower of London was turned into one great big vegetable patch.
People were encouraged to eat more potatoes and then carrots. And the Ministry of Food created 2 cartoon figures. So there was Potato Pete and Dr. Carrot. And the Ministry spread this rumour that our night fighter aces, and especially Cat-Sized Cunningham, could see in the dark because he ate carrots, and the encouragement, you know, come on, British boys, if you want to grow up and be like Cat-Sized Cunningham, you eat your carrots. And it was very successful as well. Recycling, I should imagine, became very important. Nothing was thrown away. Recycling of newspapers, cardboard, meat bones.
Bones?
Bones, yes, because the Ministry of Supply told people that enough glycerine was produced from an ordinary chop bone to provide 2 rounds of ammunition for the Hawker Hurricane fighter. It encouraged the British people into thinking that they were making a positive contribution to the defence of their country.
But it wasn't just a question of being frugal. Mothers had to skillfully conjure up tasty dishes with meagre rations and whatever else they could lay their hands on. In fact, putting a proper meal on the table became one of life's biggest challenges.
Please leave my butter.
Popular shows like The Kitchen Front would share cooking and housekeeping tips to make rations go further.
We can save all we can at 1 for 1 in the eye for old Hitler. Yeah. Blimey, I'd like to cook his goose for a tenner.
Gerard Baker is a food historian. He knows how to make the best from what he's got. So what are you making?
This is the parsnip whip, and I'm going to puree the parsnip with a little bit of banana flavouring. What do you think?
I'm sorry, Chef, but that really smells like a bowl of parsnips.
It does to me, but I've got a bit of mock cream here.
How on earth can you mock up cream?
Oh, flour, butter, water.
I suppose the only consolation was knowing that most Germans were eating worse than you were. What are you cooking right now?
This is squirrel and rabbit stew. The meat ration was about 3 meals a week. So, of course, they found other things, which is rabbit and squirrel.
Where would you get squirrel and rabbit?
Some schools had rows of rabbit hutches, 1 for every child, and at the end of term they'd whack them on the head with a bit of lead and send them home to their mums.
I hate to ask about the squirrels. Having made all this food in the spirit of rationing, wartime rations. There's only one thing for it: to share it. It's a rabbit stew.
Rabbit's all right.
And squirrel.
No. Oh.
Have some of that.
This is dessert.
What is that?
It's just parsnip.
Nice. It tastes like custard and potato.
Now, if you had that once a week, do you manage on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not actually that
It's
bad.
all right, yeah.
You like that? That is squirrel.
It's a bit lamby.
If that tastes lamby, I'd change your butcher. Of course, it was strength and perseverance and the bulldog spirit that actually got us through our darkest hour. But I really honestly believe that without the control of our food, without feeding ourselves and our armed forces on dishes just like this, we wouldn't have endured, we wouldn't have got through, and we wouldn't have won the war. Rations, get your rations, get them while they're hot. They're lovely.